Hey YouTube, I wanted to follow up on the video that I made earlier this morning, but somebody already did a better job than I could do. I did a video about coronavirus and its direction towards the mark of the beast, and I wanted to do a follow-up on some things that Bill Gates had said about vaccinations. So I have a couple small clips, and then I will refer you to a playlist so that you can get the full interview and realize that these interviews are 4 and 5 years old. So these are things that he was talking about years ago. So here's the clips, and I'll get back to you.
And the Ebola epidemic showed me that we're not ready for a serious epidemic, an epidemic that would be more infectious and would spread faster than Ebola did. This is the greatest risk of a huge tragedy. This is the most likely thing by far to kill over 10 million excess people in a year, to kill over 10 million excess people in a year. So next time we might not be so lucky. You can have a virus where people feel well enough while they're infectious that they get on a plane or they go to a market. The source of the virus could be a natural epidemic like Ebola, or it could be bioterrorism.
So what I'll do is I will refer you to a playlist that it'll have both Bill Gates interviews in their entirety. Also a coronavirus video. It's a brief video that shows how corona, the word, breaks down to 666 in numerology. And then I will also refer you to the video by End Time Productions. He did a fantastic job covering pretty much the same topics that I wanted to cover up, in addition to what I said this morning. And I just had an interesting thought that, God, he's good at this like play on words kind of thing. I may have said this years ago, but the only times the word Trump is in the Bible is in the two rapture scriptures, the trump of God and the last trump. So God is good at this wordplay. And this is Matthew 16, starting in 16. Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said to him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also to thee that thou art Peter, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So I think it's funny. I think God's throwing a little hint at it, that Bill Gates is the one throwing this, vaccination, mandatory vaccine sort of thing at us. And the End Time Production video covers what recently happened where Bill Gates went on Reddit and he started a Ask Me Anything thread. And one of the questions led him to say that vaccinations, they would want to create a certificate that would either mark you or identify you and put your vaccination records, put an identifying mark on you that you had been vaccinated. So, I saw that earlier today and I wanted to follow up with this video. So without me going too much deeper into it, I would highly suggest you watch that playlist that I'm putting together. And, just a reminder, if these things are occurring, how close are we? And I don't try to put dates on things anymore, but I do believe that, if it happened this year, would I be surprised? Certainly not with what's going on. And as Christians, it is not, we're not supposed to just camp out and wait for it to be over. We're not supposed to self-quarantine in fear and not do the gospel. Even though I haven't been on YouTube for many months, I've still been active on Facebook, and I've still been going into the jail and preaching the gospel there, and still going to church, still having face-to-face encounters with people. I'll make another video. There's at least 3 incredible healings that I've seen God do that I want to share with you. And, now is the time to step up the game as a Christian, not to back off and, hide and to segregate, because, there's no church tomorrow for a lot of people because of quarantine. So does that mean it's time to go to house church? Does that mean it's time to take another tactic? It's time to intensify the fight, not back off. So Jesus is Lord. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. God bless.